something else than sewing right now, but still Jane Austen related. Does anyone remember this scene in the Ang Lee Sense and Sensibility movie where Marianne gets the piano by Colonel Brandon, this small little wooden box thingy, and then she starts playing, and what comes out is a huge concert piano, and I mean a modern concert piano. When I first saw that scene, I was like, wow, that's impossible, because actually it is impossible. I know a little something of the matter. There is not a huge modern piano hiding in one of these small wooden boxes that would pass for a small piano back then. I'm not really sure about English vocabulary, so I can't really go into detail here. I just know the German words. And I'm not an expert on that matter too, but it's impossible to get a big sound like that out of something so small. And I found that really interesting because they were so eager in this movie to have everything period appropriate, and like roses, sheep, food, trees, everything. Except for the music. And I mean, it's beautiful music they made for the movie, but this is not something Jane Austen would have heard or listened to or played herself, because these kind of pianos we have today just didn't exist back then. And I mean, mainly I have all of this from my father because he told me, because he's the expert, but I find it really funny how sometimes they completely ignore these things in movies. So really, I'm not trying to belittle the movie soundtracks. I have the notes. I mean, I love this score. But if you're interested in the music that Jane Austen herself might have listened to and probably played herself, I have a recommendation for you, which would be this: Jane Austen Entertains, music from her own library, and it's even recorded in her home at Chawton in Hampshire. And you have a composer called Ignaz Pleyel. You have some Stärke, and you just I don't know, but UCam on Windows 7 doesn't have an autofocus anymore, so sorry, you can't see anything. It's a lot of music. It's not very big music, if you get what I mean. It's just cute little tunes that you would play at home for practice or in the evening. It's nothing very fancy, it's not a big concerto or anything, but it's era appropriate music, and I find that very interesting because due to the movies we have a bit of a twisted image of what the music back then was like. And I really enjoyed listening to this, just to know this is actually music that Jane Austen herself and people in her time played. And they also used to copy down their own notes. Said that she even copied the notes herself. That's what you would do back then. You wouldn't get printed notes, you would copy the notes of someone else. And I can really recommend it. You have flute, you have voice and piano, and it really helped me getting into that mood when I was sewing my dress, to have this running in the background, because it's very pretty music and it's fascinating to hear for me personally. So oh, and the cover is really pretty. I'm going to put the link. I think you can order this on Amazon UK, probably elsewhere. I got this was given to me by a friend of my father who heard that I'm really interested in Jane Austen, and I asked when I should give it back to him, but he told my father to tell me that he doesn't really want it back anytime soon. So maybe he didn't enjoy it, I don't know. So this is not actually my CD, but I'm the one who's listening to it currently. I think it's definitely worth the money, so I would have bought it if I had known that it existed before I got it anyway. So I can really recommend this. You should definitely check that out.